Okay, guys, listen up. We are at the very beginning of a discovery set with, so far to me, what I believe is probably upper echelon, if not the best house that I've come across in a while. Now, full disclosure, I have gone through this discovery set twice now, one in a wearing experience, one in a test strip experience. It's kind of one of those things where I tried one of them and I'm like, okay, we're going to do reviews. And then I took a long break from reviews. You guys never noticed because I'm always ahead of schedule. And I just fell in love with the house and I needed to take a quick break from it. So I haven't gone through these in about 3 weeks. So this truly is kind of like a second take walkthrough of the house, and I wanted to take you guys with me now that I've had some time away from it to come back and really appreciate this stunning house of Jovoy. And hopefully this first fragrance we're going to start with today is going to be an absolute banger. Strap up, you know what we do.
Okay, dinner for two. I watch that head move side to side as I let this in into the room. You are on top, let's connect minds. Trying to get into a mood. We gon' be fine. Close up the blinds, no rush. Finish the food.
All right, welcome to the Scent Bubble. I'm your host for the afternoon. We are dealing with the House of Jovoy, obviously, right? And this discovery set is unlike many because it comes with way more fragrances than your typical discovery set, sample set, whatever you want to call it. This comes with 16 2 mLs. This is a very high-end niche perfumery here based out of Paris. And the fragrance that we're going to first discuss is Les Jeux Sont Faits, or Fates, or Fates, who knows. My French is going to be real mediocre here, I assure you. So that's the first fragrance we're going to go through. Every sample comes in its own individual box inside of a box. This set comes with these kind of artistic renderings, which then have the note pyramid on the back of them. So we'll correspond each card with the box, and beautiful little sample set. The cards come in this little sleeve here, and you know, we've got all of our fragrances here. Okay, so let's start with Les Jeux, and let's switch windows here and get a quick deep dive into the house. This will be the only review that has the house review since it's the first one. So, in black and white, sometimes gold, often red, Jovoy draws its graphic and aesthetic codes from the spirit of the times. The perfume house, based on Rue de Castiglione in Paris, never loses sight of its founding principles, which is rarity, discoveries, wonder, nuances, joy, bias, loyalty, elegance, sensitivity, and an inexhaustible curiosity that its founder and his long-term partners deploy in a contagious manner towards a market in perpetual evolution. Good grief. What a way to be overly poetic and almost describe nothing at the same time. Basically, they're just trying to say we do a lot with our fragrances. A lot of thought goes into it, that we can consolidate that. As an extension of the boutique, our site offers a brand new experience with numerous functionalities that allow you to read the olfactory profile of a perfume according to the creator's artistic director's imagination, and to identify through multiple access points, raw materials, perfumer, blah, 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 which fragrance best suits your needs. Test multiple fragrances at home for almost 10 years. Whether sold or alone in themed boxes, a wide range of samples has contributed to the reputation of the Parisian boutique. It's not over yet. Okay, so just curious, if I type Les Jeux, will it give me a description of this fragrance? This might be better than Fragrantica, to be honest. Okay, so now that we have that pulled up in the background, let's just get our first take on the fragrance. Let me get a test strip. Good grief, I'm underprepared. Okay, so yeah, this might be much better than Fragrantica. Fragrantica is often wrong or misinformed or all of the above. So I'm going to fold my test strips in half because we're going to do a lot of reviews tonight. And let's just take an initial thoughts dive right into this. I do have quite a bit of juice left here. So let's spray it at a distance so we get a good distribution. Oh man, super aromatic, herbaceous, earthy, green. Not super green dominant though. It's definitely feels like a mix. It feels somewhat alcoholic, floral, and green at the same time. I don't really know which coloration of floral. I can tell right off the bat this house is very high grade. High end raw materials, concentration very high. I don't know if it's extrait or eau de parfum or all that nonsense, but this has a very frankincense and myrrh vibe to it, like almost resinous. So I get a lot of different elements kind of working at the same time. A little bit of green, deep, earthy, rooty, soily, alcoholic, floral, and incensey all at the same time. That's the vibe that I get. Almost like picture a Nag Champa incense being lit, but way fresher than that, with a couple other added nuances of floral and green brightness on top of this kind of dark resinous earthy feel. It's nice. It has a little bit of old school and new school to it, but again, the resinous quality to it definitely makes it feel way more mature, like a 30 and up type of fragrance. But man, quite dense and quite surprisingly fresh for a very resinous feeling, earthy type of fragrance. Let's go to the window here. Let's check the description. No half measures. This powerful juice exalts the confident virality of those who play life heads or tails, who bet red, odd numbers on high, who are just as comfortable with an electric boxing match as the subtle atmosphere of a casino. With discreet aromas of gin and old Cuban rum, it conjures up an elegant, reassuring masculinity with a bit of rogue charm, like movie stars from the 50s and 60s. They never hesitated to defend their or their ladies' honor with their fists. Wow, there's so much poetry in here. So long story short, it's got this slightly vintage feel, but very upscale and fresh. It's got this 30 plusness about it through the use of like alcohol and resinous and earthy qualities. I do get a kind of vintage quality to it in the most modern take way. What are the notes? This is kind of cool here. Look at this, guys. So it says it leans fall winter. Head notes, angelica, gin, and dry fruits. I get all of that. It's kind of this resin slash alcoholic slash dried fruits feel. Heart notes, we have rum, tobacco, and cumin. To be honest, I get kind of all that. The cumin isn't that heavy, though. The tobacco is a bit ashy. The rum, the rum tobacco kind of feel does have that kind of casino feel. If you guys have ever been to Vegas, all it smells like is alcohol, tobacco, and old carpet, you know? So it's kind of got that feel in the most nostalgic, fresh way possible. It doesn't smell disgusting or anything like that. This is like that type of aesthetic showcased in the most modern, pleasing way. In the base, we have cistus, labdanum, sandalwood, patchouli, vanilla. I get all of that. I wouldn't really call this a vanillic fragrance, though it does have a touch of sweetness, maybe like a 4 out of 10 on the sweetness meter. Yeah, so this fragrance can pretty much be summarized as such, guys. It's got this incensiness to it, this green, zingy tobacco. Yeah, it smells like the inside of a casino the next day after. And I don't mean like a small casino, you know, we're talking like the Luxor or, gosh, I haven't been to Vegas in forever. The Luxor, the Treasure Island, you know, the Bellagio. This is like after the cleaning crew comes in after the night, and this is the morning after where there's still some resonant kind of smoke and resins and a freshness from greenery. Maybe it's the cleaning products used to wipe everything down might provide some type of green earthiness to it. A little bit of sweetness from the cocktails in the air type of vibe. It's kind of got a dark liquor, fresh carpet, slight citrus. Yeah, it's just like a fresh new take on an incense in the most mature way possible. The freshness takes it out of the old man category and throws it around like this is like a sophisticated 30 to 45-year-old sweet spot of a fragrance. I like it. It's a modern take on a kind of ancient vintage feel. Definitely, if you're not into incense or a fragrance like Mahir Legacy Black or something like that, don't go near this fragrance, or like a Bentley Absolute. This is in that realm. dark woods, earthiness, patchouli, slight vanilla. Definitely has that dark liquor feel, the dried fruits, aged fruit, where it's not that sweet, but it's definitely got character. It's a nice fragrance. I really like it, you know. It's got some warm spiciness to it. This is an older gentleman type of fragrance. Gosh, a little bit of indigestion. But yeah, I give the fragrance a solid 8 out of 10. In its category, you could lift it up to a 9. I just find it to be so reminiscent and not super innovative. It's innovative in the sense that it's a fresher take on older style DNAs, so it's got a very modern, fresh feel to it. But it's not revolutionary. It's, you know, like somebody spilled rum on a guy who's puffing on a cigar type of feel with some incense and some earthiness. It's just got that type of feel to it. Really nice, though. 8 out of 10 for sure. Colder weather, nightlife, lounge, casino, hookah bar. Even a date night could rock this, but for an older gentleman, I wouldn't wear it to like a restaurant. It's got to have some sort of lounge feel to it or nightclub type of feel. Again, I'm shocked how fresh and kind of green the top is of it. It's somewhat reminiscent of my Lalique's Ombre Noir. But this is even more incensey than that. I think Ombre Noir has myrrh resin. This feels more of an ashy tobacco feel with, you know, an incense-like feel due to the liquor on top and the patchouli. This is nice. Let me see which playing card is here. So yeah, Angelico Dried Fruits Gin. Okay, so the website will match the card, but it's just really nice that they have this kind of pyramid here. And then they've got this art feel, which is basically it's got the fragrance on top of like a blackjack table with a glass ashtray, some playing cards in the air, and some smoke. That's exactly what this fragrance feels like in the freshest way possible. 8 out of 10 for me. Solid fragrance. 30 and up for sure. Sprays on this, I think 4 to 6, and you are sitting pretty on a fragrance like this. It's got moderate to high projection, sillage, and longevity. I did some research on it prior to this review, and it's a solid fragrance. Let me know in the comments if you've put your nose to this. Jovoy's a powerhouse, right? But, you know, we always only hear about fragrances like Psychedelic and Fire at Will and Remember Me and stuff like that. So we're going to go through pretty much the entire house and see what it's hitting for. So hope you guys are blessed. Like, comment, and subscribe. More importantly, turn on that notification bell. We're dropping episodes every single day, and I'm excited to continue this deep dive on the house of Jovoy. 8 out of 10 for me on this one. And until next time, take care.